Hey, good Thursday morning to you guys. Gabe DeArmond here, publisher of PowerMizzou.com. You probably know that. If you've managed to find this show, you are either on our YouTube channel or you download the podcast, and we certainly appreciate all of you who do both of those things. This is episode 7 of the Touchdown Luther Burden Show. Part of the reason we wanted to do these shows, hey, football's been out of sight, out of mind a little bit, or as much as it ever is in the SEC. April, May tend to be a little bit slower months. Missouri finished up spring football real early in March this year. So we wanted to do these shows to give you guys a chance to hear from some Mizzou football players that you're not going to get a chance to hear from any other place. So that is star freshman Luther Burden, who is going to join us in just a minute. As every episode of this show has been, Episode 7 brought to you by our friends at Pro Energy. Located in Sedalia, Missouri, Pro Energy is a global company dedicated to supporting renewable energy growth with reliable, reduced emissions power generation services, construction, and development. Pro Energy is based on a 90-acre campus in Sedalia, Missouri. They harness world-class talent on that campus. They can quickly and reliably fill gaps in the power supply to heat homes, boost economies, and maintain a connected world. They do all of it with American jobs, supporting the American economy. Big Mizzou fans, big Power Mizzou supporters, great people. You can learn a little bit more about what they do and how they help keep everything going at proenergyservices.com. That is, again, proenergyservices.com. Go there and find out a little bit more about what they do. They have made it possible for us to speak with, I don't think it's slighting anyone to say, the most in-demand and the most anticipated and popular player on the 2022 Missouri football team. So let's let you hear from him. All right, Luther Burden back with us now, fresh off actually a weekend where you at least spent, Luther, a little bit of time back in St. Louis. Everybody saw on Twitter, you and some of your teammates and Coach Drinkwitz were out pumping gas for some fans on Saturday. So tell me a little bit about what that was like, kind of meeting people and what you guys did out there in St. Louis.
It was great. Basically we giving back to the community. We know how high gas is these days, so we decided to give out free gas towards downtown and towards the south side. So a lot of people came through to support and get some free gas, and it was fun. Seeing a smile on their face, that they get to get some free gas. So it really made my day.
When you guys do something like that, tell me how that works. I mean, does Coach Drink kind of come to the team and say, "Hey, we're doing this. We need some guys," and you guys volunteer, or how's that all get set up?
Well, most of the stuff that is community stuff. Well, basically, it's mainly for guys in St. Louis to do stuff in St. Louis. So, I mean, it's not community to me because I don't mind doing it. And I look at it as blessing other people, so I don't look at it that way.
Yeah. Did you? I know you talked last week about how you and some guys you knew growing up, grew up a lot of times without a lot of money. Was there any certain story or any certain person that kind of really stuck with you from Saturday? Anybody that came up and was, especially grateful or anything like that? Anybody say anything to you?
Yeah, I forgot the guy's name. He actually knew me. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, he was Demetrius Johnson's first coach. He gave me some words, on life and telling me how he knew about me and stuff. So he really gave me something think about.
Yeah. Now I know too. I saw on Twitter a week or two ago you were out at a school reading to some kids and stuff like that. So is that something you enjoy doing, going out and meeting some of the kids in Columbia?
Yeah, that was probably the best feeling in the world. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the best feeling in the world. Seeing a big smile on their face. Reading them the book, them asking me questions, and just venting to them on how hard work can pay off. So it really made my day.
I know if you're talking to little kids, you can get some wild questions. What was the best question you got from one of those kids?
Oh, there was actually a bunch of questions about like what I watch, um about Marvel characters and like what kind of cars I like and stuff. So
I mean,
I mean,
that's got to be kind of fun just going and talking to a bunch of kids who, like, look, they probably know you play football, but they're not asking you a bunch of questions about the offense and things like that.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah, think back to, and this time frame would have about lined up. I mean, if you're in those kids' position, how cool would it be to have somebody like, say, Jeremy Maclin come and hang out with like your second or third grade class?
Man, yeah, that's definitely how I look at it. Because sure, I remember being in those exact shoes, and she was going to the gym, and I was working out with Jason Tatum. So it was like, wow, I'm really like around this guy. So I know what they're feeling.
Who is it, the pro athlete now from St. Louis? Is it Tatum that kind of guys your age look at and say, wow, man, that's the guy who was where I'm at now a few years ago, and that's what I want to be?
Yeah, you got Tatum, you got Jameson Williams, you got Zeke, you got Brad Beal, you got a bunch of guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know you're a big basketball fan, so are you a Celtics fan right now? Is that the team?
Yeah, we from the skunk though. Let's go.
Okay. Good deal, man. Now I know one of the things you've talked a lot about enrolling early, and one of the reasons you moved to East St. Louis was the ability to do that. I'm curious, this is something that 10 years ago I don't think a lot of people did, but now like half your guys' class skip the second half of your senior year to get to college in January and get started and stuff like that. So I mean, tell me about when you were trying to make that decision. Was that something that you wanted to do all along, or was there some talk about, hey, is this the right move?
So I'm trying to remember. I think that I had a couple conversations about, going to school early. So when I heard about, when me and my family, discussed about going to East Side, so it was just we're gonna get this rest of the year going. Shoot, we're gonna go off to school, focus on the next level. So that's how that went.
Yeah, I know. I mean, by doing that, hey man, you missed like second half of your senior year. That's when you get to kind of walk around and you're the king of the school and everything like that. I mean, was there any part of you that thought, man, I think I'd kind of like to stick around here one more semester?
Not really, because they always, the school always gonna be there. Mm-hmm. So I was just ready to leave and go to college.
Yeah, I saw. I know there were a bunch of St. Louis guys posting pictures of prom and stuff this weekend. Did you get to go back for any of that this weekend, or did you skip all that?
No, I didn't go back.
Okay,
mine this weekend.
What is it like going back now that hey, you are in college and you've I don't want to say left that behind, but you've kind of moved on to another phase. What's it like going back now and talking to some of these guys that are maybe a year or two younger than you?
Sure, it's just giving them advice and making sure they prepared, way more prepared than I was coming in. So I tell them like the stuff that I didn't know coming to school. I tell them what they should know. So
what is some of that stuff that you didn't know that you feel like you've learned in the last 2-3 months?
I told them like when you come to college, like you're gonna be more independent and you got to be more responsible. So there's gonna be a big step in being a college athlete, and you got to do everything on time. You got to make sure your time management is good. So that's probably my biggest step in college, time management.
Yeah. Was deciding to enroll early, was that more of a football decision or more of a hey, get a head start on school decision?
It was definitely a football decision. Oh, both, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. What what advantage? I mean, obviously, look, you get to go through spring practice, and so that helps. But what else does that kind of 6 month head start do for you and the other guys that enrolled early? What's the big advantage there?
Um, the big advantage, definitely, in the weight room, for guys who don't lift that much like me. Coming out of high school, I really didn't lift that much, so um, definitely being up here early, made me like get a head start on guys. Well, not a head start, but like catch up really. Because I really wasn't that strong in the weight room, but me coming early, helped that a lot. And shoot, just being around the guys, being around the facility, being around the being on campus, just getting a feel for where you're gonna be at for the next couple of years. Is just that's probably the advantage for sure.
Yeah, the weight room coaches and fans and everybody talks about these facilities. So tell me, when you're going through the recruiting process and you're going up on campus and you go from whatever weight room you had at East St. Louis or Cardinal Ritter or wherever you used to working out, and you see some of these weight rooms they've got, what's the kind of first thought when you walk into these places that they've put now millions of dollars into?
I'm finna get a whole lot better. That's what I'm thinking.
Is that something like the facilities? Does that really make a difference to you when you're like looking at programs? I mean, some of these places got like barbershops and mini golf courses and waterfalls and stuff like that. Is that something that really matters, or that you just think, hey, this is kind of cool, but ultimately it's not that big a deal?
Yeah, I just think it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's not a really big deal to me, because it's not a really big deal.
Yeah. What about the locker rooms? What's the coolest thing that you guys that you've got maybe in these new locker rooms that they've done here in the last year or two? The biggest difference in what you're used to and in what you get to use now?
So in St. Louis, we had one little locker,
Mm-hmm.
to put everything in. So probably more space and your own seat, because we had a bench. So I have literally my own seat, my picture above it, my number, my city, where I'm from. So
Okay.
it's extremely different.
Yeah. Tell the fans, like, a lot of people maybe haven't ever either gotten to go in the locker room or haven't even seen a video of it. I mean, I know a few years ago there were places that were putting like PlayStations in every locker and stuff. But tell us about your guys' locker room and kind of what the setup is for each guy.
So it's 4 sections. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 6 sections, like 1, 2 on each side. So I mean, it's really I can't even explain it, like, really.
Is it just like different places to put all your stuff? Or I mean, what's are there like, I don't want to say toys, but what kind of stuff is in there, or is it just kind of a locker with the screen? Or
we have somewhere to put our equipment, our shoulder pads. So where our name is at, above where we sit, we can pull the thing out, and like it's a whole thing where you set your shoulder pads on so they can air out and stuff. And what we sit on is, you lift that up, is where you put your cleats under so they can air out. Then where like your back at, you can let that down. It's some space in there. You can put like your clothes or anything in there, and it's like a little bit, I'll say like a mini closet right next to it that you put your stuff in. So
okay.
I mean, yeah.
I know that uniforms and gear and stuff is a big deal to guys. So like, give me an idea, how many different pairs of cleats you got, how many, what kind of stuff like that you guys, that's kind of standard for a college football player.
I got 2 pair of white cleats, 2 pair of black cleats. Yeah, we only got white and black cleats, so my stuff pretty basic. Mm-hmm. I got 2 arm sleeves, black and white. Well, not 2, but I got like two different colors arm sleeve. I got 2 different color everything. That's good. So
okay.
Yeah, black and white. Well, yeah.
I know a few times in high school I saw you wearing a hoodie under your uniform. Is that like a thing that have you always done that? Are you going to continue that?
No, I was just doing it just for the fun of it.
Okay, I got you. Now the uniforms, I mentioned that a little bit. Like, this has become a whole deal where fans like can't wait to find out what uniforms guys are. Is that a big deal to you guys? Hey, how many different uniforms we can wear? Which ones we get to pick this week? Is that a thing that guys care about?
That's definitely a thing, guys look at. I guess, well, I look at it because I like, looking good while I'm playing. So, it just made me feel better. So that's definitely what I look at it. Well, I don't mainly look at it, but whatever situation I'm in with uniform, I'm going to, do my best to make it look good. So that's how I look at it.
I got you. So you can settle this for Missouri fans then. What's the best uniform combination? What's your favorite uniform combination you've seen that you could put together?
My favorite, I'm an all white guy with yellow, with all yellow. So that's probably be my favorite. Yeah, all white with the yellows.
Okay.
The yellow helmet, yellow gloves. Yeah, yellow helmet, yellow gloves.
Okay, good deal. I know a few years ago they wore the all white with the white helmet and the chrome. It was like the stormtrooper look.
Yeah, that was different.
You look faster in white, right? Everybody looks faster wearing white than wearing like black shoes.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. We were talking a little bit about kind of advice you gave to guys. Looking back now, hey, you've been here almost a semester. Would you encourage guys, hey, if you can get done early and enroll a semester early, that's something you think most guys should do, or is it just kind of every individual person?
Yeah, I do think going to school early for athletes is the best move. Especially if you're from St. Louis, like you're just gonna be around sitting in St. Louis. It ain't nothing good there. So that was a big reason why I came.
Yeah. How early did you have to? Because like a lot of guys may think, hey, my senior year, hey, I'd like to do that, but then they just haven't taken the right classes or they're not in the right position to do that. I mean, how early do you have to start planning to maybe have that chance?
So I got there the beginning of my junior semesters, the second semester. So as soon as I got over there, all my stuff was, lined up for which classes I needed to graduate early. So, and then most people go to private schools. So, like when you transfer to a public school, like you will have more credits like from the private school to like, and so it should be really easier.
Yeah. Kind of last thing along those lines, I'm curious. I mean, hey, we see guys every year that, for various reasons, maybe not be able to qualify and all that. I mean, how important a part of your high school experience is just the people around you, whether it's counselors, teachers, whatever, kind of letting you know early on, hey, you're a Division I athlete. This is the path we've got to get you on. These are the classes you've got to take. How much did you have people helping you out with that? And how important is that to kids that might have a chance to go on and play college sports?
It's definitely important, just making sure you got everything lined up and everything in order so you won't have no so you won't have no misunderstandings when it's time for you to head off.
How much we've talked about football, but how much harder is school in college than it was a year ago?
I actually think school easier
Yeah.
because I don't have to wake up like at 7 and go to school super early. And I have classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so is way is for to me.
You got Tuesday and Thursday totally off, no class?
Yeah, I have a study hall.
Oh, that's dude. Somebody helped you make a good schedule. Then that's perfect, man.
Yeah.
So, well, good deal, Luther. I appreciate it, man. We'll do one more of these next week and kind of finish it up. But appreciate you taking the time and have a good week, man.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, Luther Burden. That is episode 7 of the Touchdown Luther Burden Show, and wanted to give you guys kind of a look into a few different things. I mean, we talked a little about community service, a little bit about his decision to enroll early, and what that meant for him, and whether he'd recommend it to other guys, and obviously the most important thing, he told you what the best Missouri uniform is, so you guys all know now every Thursday morning or Friday morning or whatever it is when they tweet it out, you know which ones to root for every single week. So once again, I want to thank Luther for joining us. I want to thank you guys for watching or listening. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, hit the like button on the show, subscribe to the channel. All those things are good for us and get more eyeballs on what we're doing. If you're listening on the podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, basically Podbean. Anywhere you get a podcast, you can subscribe and it will automatically download to your phone every time we do a show. We have this. We did the Mookie Cooper show. We did, I think, 10 episodes of that. We do at least during times that are a little busier, weekly shows with Mitchell Forty and myself. So subscribe to the podcast, leave nice reviews, and get that downloaded to your phone every single week. Most importantly, we want to once again thank our friends at Pro Energy. You can go to proenergyservices.com to learn exactly what they do and educate yourself a little bit. I can kind of try to tell you by not explaining it to you, by reading how they explained it to me in the next 30 seconds. I'm not going to pretend to be a genius in that field. That's why we leave it to our friends at Pro Energy. They're located in Sedalia, Missouri, a global company dedicated to supporting renewable energy growth with reliable, reduced emissions power generation services, construction, and development. They harness world-class talent on a 90-acre campus. They can quickly and reliably fill gaps in the power supply to heat homes, boost economies, and maintain a connected world. Again, you can see how Pro Energy supports the power grid with American jobs at proenergyservices.com. They have been with us all spring doing this show with Luther, and they have made it possible through the new name, image, and likeness rules in college football, and appreciate them doing that with us and with Luther. We got one more show left. Our original deal with Luther was 8 shows. We've done 7. Again, I'm not a genius, but I can count to 8. That means we've got one more left. It will air next Thursday. So we hope you join us for that one. And until then, we'll talk to you later.